We saw a lot of people wearing masks in Venice when we were leaving.
In the thick of an outbreak, airport security officials wearing masks. One KU student snapped this picture. He was studying abroad but is back home tonight.
41 Action News investigator Jessica McMaster talked with that student from Overland Park. Jessica, this has to be scary for him.
Sure, you know, the University of Kansas shut down its entire study abroad program in Italy due to the coronavirus. Students returning home are being asked to self-quarantine for 2 weeks.
Just passed through airport security.
Less than 2 months ago, Ari Roosrock left the country to study abroad in Florence, Italy. Now, 2 months earlier than planned, he's headed back to the U.S.
I feel a little bit depressed for the first few weeks.
Italy has the third highest number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the world. The outbreak prompting the University of Kansas to bring its students studying abroad back to the States.
It started hitting really hard when we went to Venice 2 weeks ago.
Roosrock says at first people didn't seem concerned.
It was just like a very different feeling. That Sunday when we were leaving Venice, everyone was kind of just quiet and it wasn't as crowded as it would be.
Then he noticed a shift in how people there were responding to the virus.
They were sold out at every pharmacy with hand sanitizer and masks there.
While Roosrock was making his trip back home to Overland Park Thursday afternoon, we caught up with his dad, David, just moments before he left to pick his son up from the airport.
I'm happy that he's back because the coronavirus was actually not too far away from where he lived.
Roosrock documenting his journey home.
And they started screening people and taking their temperature there before you got onto the planes. They weren't letting people on the plane that had above a 99.5 degree temperature.
No one, he says, was pulled away from the boarding area. And while Roosrock tells us he's bummed his time in Italy is being cut short, his dad, trying to boost his spirits, has a welcome home gift waiting for his arrival.
He did say, get me a Corona. When I come home, he said, bring me a lime with that too. So we got to take my Corona with the lime.
Obviously in good spirits there. Roosrock tells us some of his fellow students voluntarily left Italy because of the coronavirus before KU canceled the program, and that students will be able to finish their studies online. I'm investigator Jessica McMaster, 41 Action News.
And Jess, the concern for travelers in Italy grew larger today. NBC reports deaths have doubled in the last 2 days. 148 people have died from the illness. Just under 4,000 have been infected. The daily infection rate is 4 times higher than China.
In the metro, employees at Black & Veatch who are being monitored for possible exposure to the virus are not showing any symptoms. That's according to the company. A release today revealed 2 employees who traveled recently, plus others they came in close contact with, are under a 14-day self-quarantine.
We hear about cases of infections in the U.S. and worldwide, but to what severity are people feeling symptoms? The World Health Organization says 80% of the cases are mild. Most involve fever, cough, and some have shortness of breath. WHO says some may not be aware they're even sick. The mild case patients are expected to recover without issue. The risk increases, though, for people with chronic health problems like diabetes or heart disease. Also, folks who smoke or have chronic lung disease could be at higher risk as coronavirus tends to affect the lower respiratory tract.